In an age of crumbling empires and clashing gods, a young man from Jerusalem was torn from his home. His city, a smoldering ruin. His destination, the glittering, godless heart of Babylon. His name was Daniel, a captive in a gilded cage, destined for the king's service. But while others bowed to Babylon's decadence, Daniel made a stand. He refused the king's rich food and wine, choosing instead to honor the God of his fathers. And in his faithfulness he found favor and strength. He and his friends grew wiser and stronger than all the king's magicians. Soon the mighty King Nebuchadnezzar was tormented by nightmares. He saw a terrifying statue. A head of gold, chest of silver, thighs of bronze, legs of iron, mixed with clay. His wisest men were powerless, but Daniel, guided by God, stepped forward without fear. He revealed the dream and its meaning, a succession of earthly kingdoms, each one giving way to the next, until a final indestructible kingdom, set up by God himself, would shatter them all and stand forever. Nebuchadnezzar, impressed but not humbled, grew proud. Gazing over his magnificent city, he declared, "Is this not the great Babylon I have built?" In that instant his reason was stripped away. He was driven from his palace to live like a wild animal, eating grass like an ox. For 7 long years he endured this madness, until he finally lifted his eyes to heaven and acknowledged the Most High God as the true ruler over all. His sanity returned, and his kingdom was restored, greater than before. Years passed. A new king, Belshazzar, feasted in Babylon's great hall, drinking from sacred vessels stolen from God's temple in Jerusalem. Suddenly, a disembodied hand appeared, its fingers tracing glowing words on the palace wall. The party fell silent in terror. Once again, the wise men were baffled. The queen mother remembered Daniel, now an old man. He was summoned and with solemn authority, interpreted the divine message. Mene me, tekel, upharsin. God had numbered the days of the kingdom. It was weighed in the balances and found wanting. It would be divided and given to the Medes and Persians. That very night, Belshazzar was slain, and the Babylonian Empire fell. Under the new Medo-Persian rule, King Darius honored Daniel, planning to set him over the entire kingdom. Jealous rivals, unable to find any fault in him, tricked the king into signing an unbreakable decree. For 30 days, anyone who prayed to any god or man other than the king would be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel knew the decree. He knew the penalty. Yet he went to his room, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed to his God, just as he had always done. He was discovered and dragged before the king. Heartbroken, Darius had no choice but to enforce his own law. Daniel was cast into the pit of lions, and a great stone was rolled over the mouth of the den, sealing him in darkness with the hungry beasts. The king spent a sleepless night, fasting and tormented. At the first light of dawn, he rushed to the den, his voice filled with anguish. "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?" And from the darkness a voice replied, "O king, live forever!" My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. The stone was rolled away. Light flooded the pit, revealing Daniel, standing calm and completely unharmed. The power of faith had triumphed over the jaws of death. Daniel's story didn't end there. God granted him breathtaking visions of the future, of powerful beasts representing future empires, of epic spiritual warfare, and of the ultimate triumphant arrival of the Son of Man, whose kingdom will have no end. His life was a testament that even in the darkest of nights, in the heart of the most powerful empires, one person, armed with unshakable faith, can face down kings and beasts, knowing that true power belongs to God alone. His kingdom is everlasting, and his victory is certain. Thanks for watching.